Hey, guys, this is Mrs. Klein.
Hey everyone, this is Miss Burkles. We are jumping ahead to lesson 8 on page 99. Trust us, it'll all make sense. We're talking about the Byzantine Empire today, and our guiding question is, how did the Byzantine Emperor develop and form its own distinctive church?
All right, so the last lesson, you guys remember, we learned about Christianity. So what happens at this point in time, we learned about Constantine last time around, who was pretty down and okay with that edict. He was okay with Christianity. He actually moves the capital to the east, and it becomes the Byzantine Empire, the eastern half of the Roman Empire. So that's what we're going to learn about. The church there is slightly different than the Christian church in Western Europe. There's vocabulary, terms, and words that you need to be familiar with this time around, only for the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and the term patriarch.
So, starting with our introduction, at first the Byzantine Empire was the continuation of the Roman Empire in the east. But after the fall of Rome, the Eastern Empire continued for another 1,000 years. We call this the Byzantine Empire after Byzantium, the original name of its capital city.
The eastern and western parts of the original empire remained connected for a long time through a shared Christian faith. However, the church in the east developed in its own unique ways. It became known as the Eastern Orthodox Church.
Section 1, Constantinople. Constantinople was more than 800 miles to the east of Rome. Why did Constantine choose this site to be the capital of the Roman Empire? One reason was that the site was surrounded by water on all three sides, making it easy to defend.
All right, Constantinople also stood at the crossroads of Europe and Asia and the many sea and overland trade routes linking east and west. During the Byzantine Empire, this ideal location helped make the city and some of its citizens very wealthy.
At its height, Constantinople was home to around 1 million people. The city's language and culture were Greek, but traders and visitors spoke many languages.
Life in Constantinople was more comfortable than in Western Europe. The city boasted a sewer system, which was quite rare in medieval times. Social services were provided by hospitals, homes for the elderly, and orphanages. And almost everyone attended the exciting chariot races at a stadium called the Hippodrome.
Section 2, the reign of Justinian I. Justinian. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the greatest Byzantine emperors was Justinian I, whose long reign lasted from 527 to 565. But Justinian's reign nearly came to an abrupt end much sooner. Fighting broke out, spilled into the streets, and escalated into a full-scale rebellion.
All right. And his wife ends up kind of like making a really big stink and is like, no, we're going to stay here and we're going to fight. And then Justinian was determined to rebuild the city on a grand scale and put huge sums of money into public works. The emperor also built many grand churches, including the magnificent Hagia Sophia, which is on my bucket list. I got to go there at least one time to be able to see it for myself. Besides rebuilding Constantinople, Justinian tried to reclaim some of the Roman Empire's lost territory. He launched military campaigns that, for a time, took back parts of North Africa, Italy, and Spain. Justinian is most famous, however, for creating a systematic body of law.
Section 3, the Eastern Orthodox Church. To the Byzantines, Christianity was more than a religion. It was the very foundation of their empire. Over time, the Byzantine Church separated from the church in Rome and became known as the Eastern Orthodox Church.
Okay, next up is the role of the Eastern Orthodox Church in the empire. The Byzantines viewed the emperor not just as the head of the government, but as the living representative of God and of Jesus Christ. Okay, all right. The Eastern Orthodox Church played a central role in daily life.
Next, we have church hierarchy. Like Roman Catholic clergy, Orthodox clergy were ranked in order of importance. In Byzantine times, the emperor had supreme authority in the church. He selected the Patriarch of Constantinople, who ranked just below him in matters of religion. Orthodox priests served under patriarchs and other bishops.
All right, liturgy and prayer. Both the clergy and worshipers sang or chanted the liturgy or form of public worship. All right, Christian faith inspired magnificent architecture and artwork in the Byzantine Empire. The cathedral Hagia Sophia served as a model for many Orthodox churches.
Building on the Greek love of art, the Orthodox Church used many images in its services and prayers. Byzantine artists created beautiful icons, which were usually painted on small wooden panels.
All right, many Byzantines believed that sacred pictures brought them closer to God. But later, icons also became a source of violent disagreement.
Conflict between East and West, Section 4. Medieval Europe and the Byzantine Empire were united in a single faith, Christianity. Over the centuries, however, cultural, political, and religious differences led to conflict between the two parts of the old Roman Empire. Perhaps most important was the conflict that developed between the churches of East and West.
All right, iconoclasm. All right, the first major disagreement concerned religious icons. Many Christians in medieval times used images of Jesus, Mary, and the saints to worship and in prayer. Some Christians in the East, however, believed that people were wrongly worshiping the icons as if they were divine. So in 730 CE, Byzantine Emperor Leo III banned the use of religious images in all Christian churches and homes.
The crowning of a Holy Roman Emperor. Another major disagreement occurred in 800 CE, a time when Empress Irene ruled the Byzantine Empire. Because she was a woman, Pope Leo III did not view her as honorable or strong enough to govern. Instead, Leo decided to crown Charlemagne, the king of the Franks, as Holy Roman Emperor.
Okay, all right, the final break happens. Okay, matters between East and West came to a head in 1054 when Cyrillarius, the Patriarch of Constantinople, wanted to reassert Byzantine control of the church. Despite future attempts to heal the division, the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church were now separate churches. Both Christian churches, you guys, but totally separate. They kind of developed, 800 miles apart. Things are going to be a little bit different 800 miles apart from one another.
Now, for our lesson summary, we learned about the founding of the Byzantine Empire and the Eastern Orthodox Church. Starting with Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire, we have in 330 CE, the Roman Emperor Constantine moved his capital to Byzantium, later called Constantinople. After the fall of Rome, the eastern half of the empire continued on there. Today, it is referred to as the Byzantine Emperor.
All right, you guys, I got a bonus question I'm just going to throw out here. So it was Byzantium, then Constantinople. If you can let me know what it's called nowadays, we'll give you a bonus point when we're spinning the wheel and we're going over our podcast notes. All right, next up was the reign of Justinian I. One of the greatest Byzantine emperors was Justinian I. He rebuilt Constantinople after it was destroyed by rioting in 532. And remember, his wife totally pushed him to make sure no, we're not fleeing. You need to stay in here and fight. He also worked to reclaim some of Rome's lost territory. His most lasting contribution is probably the Justinian Code, which became the basis for many other later legal codes in the Western world.
The Eastern Orthodox Church. The Byzantine Empire was a Christian state. The Eastern Orthodox Church was the center of daily life and inspired distinctive and magnificent art and architecture.
All right, last but not least, there was that conflict between the East and the West. Byzantine emperors and patriarchs in Constantinople clashed with popes in Rome over a number of issues. These disagreements led to a schism or a split between the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church in 1054. All right, as a reminder, there was that guiding question: how did the Byzantine Empire develop and form its own distinctive church? And then don't forget, we've got some vocabulary terms. You're going to be quizzed on those on a podcast quiz. So be familiar with
Byzantine Empire, Constantinople, Eastern Orthodox Church, and Patriarch. Have a great day, guys.
Take it easy.